Leads and jobs are the lifeblood of your business, and if you have a constant supply of jobs, then you will never run out of business. I'm going to break down the exact system that we've used to generate our clients, especially the home remodeling guys, over $12 million in revenue. I'm going to break down every method I know to get remodeling jobs, starting from the easiest to the hardest. And then by the end, I'll show you the biggest mistake that remodelers make all the time that kills every single lead generation method out there. So let's jump right into it. So if you don't know who I am, my name is Munir. I run Vixel Studio, a local service marketing agency. We've proudly generated over $12 million in client revenue. We've had over 100 clients, and I'm going to teach you everything I know and hopefully work together one day to help scale your company. If you want to see some of our case studies, they're on our website, vixelstudio.com, and you can see all of the work that we do right here. So the first method that you probably already know of is door-to-door knocking. So don't sleep on this when you're starting out. When you're starting out, not many people know who you are, so you do have to do the dirty work. So the benefits is that it's free, making it ideal for new businesses. So you want to approach homes that are around your existing job sites. This makes it easier for people to trust you because you're working on their neighbor, essentially. It's also instant credibility because you can gain immediate trust by showcasing recent work for their neighbors. So if you just say, I remodeled next door, it's more trust and allows the conversation to happen. And it's tangible social proof, so potential clients can directly observe the quality of your work right in their neighborhood if you remodeled someone's house down the street. Also, some guys I see do this, some guys I don't. Make sure you want to buy yard signs and brand everything about your company while you're on the site. Some people, don't use the opportunity of while their trucks and all the staff are on the site. You'd be surprised at how many people are also looking at remodeling their homes in their area or people driving by. They just haven't found a good contractor in the area yet. And a lot of people, if they see your company outside someone else's house, they may think to themselves, if this guy trusted this person to remodel their house, I could probably trust him to do mine as well. So people need to see your truck also a few times before they conclude that this guy is always getting projects. He must be doing something right. So let me give him a call too. This is why branding your truck is really important. It just helps more people just know who you are. And if they see you multiple times, then they're going to assume that you're busy. Also, another bonus is that if people don't answer the door near your current project, you can write out a bunch of postcards saying something along the lines of, hey, we're in the area remodeling a home, and we'd love to also give you an estimate since we're in the area if you're looking to get, kitchen or bathroom remodeled. So that was door to door. Next method we have is local networking. So building relationships is a powerful way to grow your business, again, especially when you're starting out. So these are the types of people that you are looking to network with. First is anyone in your chamber of commerce. So you want to connect with local businesses and community leaders. Every person may know a friend that's looking for someone trustworthy to do their, remodeling job. So just knowing more people will just put you in a better position at the right time. Also, many cities have something called BNI groups. These are business networking international groups, and these are also great for referrals. You do have to pay to join, but most people get a return because, again, you're expanding your network in the city, which is really important. Next is interior designer. If you have a good relationship with an interior designer, they can bring in a lot of projects across many years. And then there's also real estate agents. So often in homes, they know clients that need renovations, or sometimes people want to do a renovation when they buy a house or sell a house. So having them know you helps a lot. And also home inspectors. They're regularly in homes and can recommend you for any small repairs if repairs and small jobs is something that you're looking for. The more that people know who you are, the more that just lucky things will just come to your lap. So for example, home inspectors are in homes every week. And when a buyer asks, do you know anyone who does kitchen remodeling, they should say your name because you've just developed that relationship with so many people in your city. Next, there's social media. So I want to describe two different levels of social media that people do. This is the first level. So this is level one. So this is just posting on social media for people who already know about you. So maybe they saw your truck and they decided to Google the name of your company, or word of mouth. Maybe someone talked about your company and they decided to Google the name of your company, and then they landed on your social media, either Facebook or Instagram page. So it's a fact that most people who find out about your company and are investigating you and deciding whether they want to hire you or not, they usually will be checking out your social media to see if A, that you're active or not, B, if your work is crap or not, and C, if you are a real company or not. People are going to be judging your social media whether you like it or not. So if your last post was 2 years ago, people could assume that you're just not that consistent and you're just not on top of things. But if you post every week or every 2 weeks and you just consistently post your projects, people are going to assume that you are on top of things, you are consistent, you are professional, and you are just always putting in the good work. So again, you're just looking to show that you're just active on social media. Your goal in this level is to not get leads. It's just to show proof to anyone who just heard about you. And then there's level 2 of social media. So if you want to actually get leads from social media, you have to do a lot more work. For this one, you have to post anywhere from 3 to 5 times per week. And you have to be very consistent. You have to constantly educate your audience and answer common questions that people have before remodeling their home. You have to show your process behind the scenes and why you do things a certain way. You have to tag other businesses, engage with comments, run occasional ads. So you want to boost your best posts. And you also need to take professional photos because your work is now your marketing. You're trying to actively get leads from your social media. You also need to do this for minimum 3 to 9 months to maybe get a few clients out of it. So it's a lot more work for this level of commitment to social media, but it does work in the long run. You need to decide what's best for you. If social media is not going to be a big lever for you, just posting 1 or twice every week can just help show that you're active. But if you want to consistently get leads, you have to put in a lot more work. And then there is method number 4, which is one of my favorites. It's to acquire leads from your Google Maps or Google Business profile. So to show up on Google Maps, you need 3 things. You need to make sure your Google Business profile is very optimized. You need to make sure that you have enough reviews so you can actually show up. And you need to have your website optimized as well. And this is basically the foundation of what you need to show up on Google Maps. When I'm talking about showing up on Google Maps, I'm talking about this. So when someone searches for remodeling company Toronto, this section right here is often the first or second section. And a lot of people go through this section to read reviews and kind of figure out who's the best person to remodel my home. So I love this method because it's free to open up your Google Maps profile. You can go to business.google.com and you can sign up for a Google Business profile there if you don't already have one. And here's a few key things to do when you open your profile or if you've already opened your profile. So the first one is you want to try to incorporate the name of your service into the name of your business. So if you're able to name your company something like Bob's Boston Remodeling Company, this will help you rank higher on the Google Maps because in the name of your business, you're mentioning the name of the service. So you have remodeling company there. And you're also mentioning the name of the city. So you're mentioning Boston as well. Sometimes when you make the name of your business something very specific like this, Google may suspend you or require you to provide documentation to support that this is the actual name of the business. So if you really want to be good on Google's books, you could acquire something from your state or from your local government, something called a doing business as license with that specific name. If you provide that to Google, then Google cannot dispute your name and they will leave your Google Business profile name as is. It doesn't matter about the order. You just want to make sure that the name of your service and your city is in there. So when you are making your Google Business profile, this section looks like this, where you enter your business name and your business category. Speaking of category, you need to make sure that your category is set correctly. So Google's going to ask you for your primary category right here. There's over 400 or something categories, so you really need to make sure that you pick the right one. So if you primarily do home remodeling, what you should do is you should search home remodeling in your specific city, and you should know what most companies are using or setting as their primary category and use that. So if I am running a Toronto renovation company, if I Google Toronto renovation company, you're going to see that all these Google Business profiles here, not including the sponsored one, either have a construction company or general contractor. So I see that most of them have construction company. So I'm going to use that one as my category if I was to start a remodeling business. If you are primarily into remodeling bathrooms, there is a specific category for bathroom remodeler. So I would choose that. And if you're looking to only remodel kitchens and that's your main thing, then there is a kitchen remodeler category as well. The one caveat is you can only choose one primary category. So you have to make a count and you have to make up your mind. Do you want to show up for mainly home remodeling? Do you want to show up for mainly bathroom or kitchen? These guys who are showing up for home remodeling will not show up as high when someone searches for a kitchen or bathroom. Number 3 on this list is to get a physical address on the Google Maps account. So as you sign up on the account, it's going to ask you for the physical address. And it's really important that you say yes, and you want to try to provide any evidence that you do operate from a physical location. So when Google asks you for your address, they're likely going to go through a verification process. And I'm going to describe to you what that is. So in that verification process, they're going to ask you to record a small video showing first the outside of the building, and then they want to see some physical signage on the outside of the building. And then they also want you to unlock the door to go inside the building and prove that you have access to that building. It's very crucial that you set this up and you go through the hassle of verifying your Google Business profile and providing that video. And it's very important you do this because Google prioritizes businesses that have an address either near them, like near the person who's searching for your services, or near the central of the city that someone is searching for. For example, if I search for remodeling Toronto, you're going to see that all these companies have specific addresses in the center of the city of Toronto. So that's why these guys show up, because they have the name. So this person has Home Renovation Toronto, the name. He has a good amount of reviews, and he also has an address. So this is why he is showing up first in this section right here. Then after you have those 3 things, you also want to make sure that you fill out everything on the Google Business profile. So you want to add in your business hours, make sure it matches what's on the website. You want to add a good long description of your company and tell people what you do and why you're different. List out every single service you offer, put down the languages you speak, and add in a lot of photos. A lot of people judge your company based on the photos that you upload on the Google Maps. You want to upload a lot of good photos. People will be judging you on the photos that you add on that profile. And the reason you have to go through all this hassle is because Because if you just made a Google business profile today and you don't add any photos and you don't do any of this, why would Google show you? And you need to ask yourself that, because Google doesn't like promoting any fake businesses. So you need to fill that out completely, and you want to make sure that you're on Google's good side and you provide all the information that they're asking you for. By the way, if you want our team to build this entire system for you, optimize your Google Maps, help you collect reviews, and build you a professional website, and have you show top 3 on Google Maps, there's a link in the description to book a call with my team, and I'll see you on the other side if you're looking to work with us. One of the most important things for Google Maps is gathering reviews. As soon as you have your profile set up, you need to start gathering reviews as soon as possible. And you need to think about how you shop online. Like when you're on Amazon or something and you search for soccer shoe, you immediately look at the reviews, and anything under a 4-star without many reviews, you don't even look at. And people are going to be treating your business the exact same way. So the goal is to always have more reviews than all of your competitors. If you saw a soccer shoe that has a 5-star but only has 5 reviews, and another one that has a 4.6 but has 5,000 reviews, you will just unconsciously just pick that soccer shoe with more reviews just because it's more trustworthy and more people have tried it. So it's the same thing with your company. The way to get reviews, or the best way to get reviews, is to just ask for reviews. If you're not asking for reviews, you're kind of sabotaging your own business, and it's that important. You need to make sure that every job that you do really counts. You ideally want to have so many reviews that your competitors see you and almost think to themselves that I'm never going to catch up to that guy. You need to be that guy in your industry, in your city. So here's a system to get some reviews. One thing that we like telling contractors to do is to tell them at the start of the job to set the expectation straight and tell them, hey, I'm going to do an incredible job for you in your house. I'm so excited to get started. But by the end, I'll need a super good Google review and testimonial. Does that sound fair? This helps you set the expectation that you're already expecting a review from them, and they kind of already promised that for you. So this helps you get that review. The alternative is to text the client after the job is done and you're already away from their home. So this lowers your chances dramatically. You want to make sure that you say it as soon as possible. So let's say now you've done the job and it's time for you to ask a review. Something that helps is to use something called Google review cards. So if you search on Amazon something called Google review cards, you'll see stuff like this, where someone can easily tap or just scan the QR code on their phone, and it will take them immediately to the Google review link, making it much easier for them to actually leave a review. They don't have to search the name of your company or find it, especially for some older demographic. They don't really know what they're doing. So this just makes it easier for them to leave a review. The easier it is for people to leave a review, more likely they're actually going to do it. If you have a large crew and you have so many jobs happening at the same time, you eventually want to give these cards to your team and potentially even pay them for each review that they get. One thing that you can do to help make your reviews that much better is to have your customers hold a sign of your company in the photo, and use your new, renovation job as a background. And this is super critical. So having a bunch of these images works really well, whether it's posting on your social media or on your website, because it clearly shows to people in your city that you are a real business and there are real happy people in their area that have done a good remodeling job. Having these images makes getting your next job that much easier, whether you post them on your social media or on your website. And it makes it that much easier because it's just more proof to the next potential customer that you do have many happy, satisfied customers in their same city. So the bottom line is that if you don't get any reviews, none of the other stuff is really going to matter with Google Maps. So you have to get reviews. And if you continue to get reviews, you will continue to get leads. And this is a huge driver in leads for this Google Maps section. Method 5 of getting leads for your remodeling business is actually through your website. So we talked about the Google Maps section right here. Then there's this section right here for your website. So this is where websites can show up and can turn visitors into actual customers. So here are a few things to keep in mind to actually have your website actually generate customers and leads for you. The first one is you actually need to make sure that your website is clean. So your website can't look broken or poorly designed. Small issues like misplaced logos or just text covering images or even just bad images creates a negative impression. If people have a negative impression on your website, they're going to have a negative impression on your work. So basically your chances of getting that project is gone just because your website looks crappy. Speaking of things looking bad, you also want to make sure that you have good professional photos of your work on your website. I would personally rather have a website that looks decent but have really great photos than a super nice design website but have very generic stock photos. We've worked with so many remodelers and we have the data that says that most users head straight to your gallery to assess the quality of your work on any remodeling website. So you need to make sure that your portfolio section on your renovation website is very clean and spot on and is very professional. And point number 3 is that it actually takes a lot of work to have your website show up high on this section right here. So to just quickly sum up all the work that you need to do to actually have your website show up here, you first need to create a separate page for each service. So you need to make a dedicated page for for kitchen remodeling in Toronto if that's something you offer, or basement remodeling in Toronto if that's something also you offer. You also need to reach out to other websites in Toronto or other remodeling websites and have them linked to your website, which will make your website a lot more trustworthy. If your website is brand new, it can easily take 8 to 12 plus months to show up on the first page of Google depending on your competition and on your city. And I would personally recommend using an agency to do this because it's a lot of work to rank your website over here, and most business owners don't have the time to do this. If your website is a lot older and you're already on page 2 or 3 just because your business has been around for so long, you can shorten the time span from 12 plus months to maybe somewhere around from 4 to 8 months. I do have a full 1-hour guide on this, and if you want to find it, just search Home Remodeling SEO Munir, and you'll find this 1-hour guide where I talked about my entire process in that video. And the last point is mobile optimization is super necessary. Most visitors will be going to your website on their mobile phone, so you need to ensure that your site is fully responsive and functions perfectly on mobile devices. Your website needs to be so good that your grandma or your mom should be able to use your website seamlessly on their mobile devices. There should be no glitches or no buttons that are confusing to use. Method number 6 is to use local service ads. So once you're maxing out Google Maps leads, you can move on to the next level, which is local service ad. This is Google's pay per lead option. So depending on your area, this could be the first section that pops up when someone searches for a remodeler near me. Some cities have section and some cities don't. So how it works is Google takes your Google Maps profile with all your reviews, pops it up at the top of the search page if you opt in to pay for it. If someone contacts you, then you pay for that lead. If you don't get any calls, then you don't spend any money. So this is actually the lowest risk option you have when it comes to paying money for ads. So the first step is to see if you qualify. So you can Google local service ads and then sign up. You're going to see this button right there. Then once you go onto that page, you can press choose now and you can see a bunch of offers that they offer for new businesses on local service ads. They're going to ask you for things like your contractor's license, your proof of insurance, and may even sometimes do a small background check. But once you pass all those hoops, then you're able to go live. So setting up your profile here is actually very easy and it's similar to your Google business profile. You get to choose your targeting, so where in the city you want to get your leads from, categories, so you're able to pick if you want to do kitchens, bathrooms, basements, and so on. And you also can put in your business info, so what time you're open and what time you're closed. This method is very convenient because it's super easy to track how much money you put in and how much money you get out, so you know exactly what you're spending and what you're getting. So I recommend this for beginners who want an easy way to spend money on ads to get even more remodeling leads. And then the last method is normal Google ads. So this is Google's pay-per-click option, not pay-per-lead. So usually this section looks like this on the Google search results. So how it works is you need to open a Google Ads account. So you can search for Google Ads offer, click on this first link right there, and then you can set up a campaign. We usually only recommend setting up a search campaign. You also get to choose what specific keywords that your website shows up for. So you get to pick if you want to show up for home remodeling contractor near me or bathroom remodeling Boston. Here, you're only looking to spend money on keywords where people are actively looking to purchase your services. So you don't want to show up or pay money for someone searching for bathroom remodeling ideas because the likelihood of that person actually buying your services is very low. So one small warning is that Google Ads is actually very complex and needs someone constantly monitoring it. So it's very easy to waste thousands of dollars here. So I don't recommend beginners spending money on Google Ads without someone dedicated to that role, paying attention to where the money's going. So in conclusion, I hope this video was useful. You need to figure out where you are in your remodeling business and either find more resources about the next lead acquisition method that makes sense for your business, or you can book a call with my team to help us implement Google Maps, improve your website, or even run Google Ads to your business. If you have any questions, just leave them in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next one.